Subiri. As ex officio members, Speaker Faustino Boji G.D. III, Senior Deputy Speaker David J.J.C. Suarez, Deputy Speaker Janet L. Garin, Deputy Speaker Yasser Alonto Balindong, Deputy Speaker Francisco Paulo P. Ortega V, Deputy Speaker Jefferson K. Konghun, Deputy Speaker Christine Singson Mihan, Deputy Speaker Ronaldo V. Puno, Deputy Speaker Ferdinand G. Biron, Deputy Speaker Raymond Democrito C. Mendoza, Deputy Speaker Yevgeny Vicente B. Emano, Deputy Speaker Ferdinand L. Hernandez, Majority Leader Ferdinand Alexander A. Marcos, Senior Deputy Majority Leader Lawrence R. Defensor, Deputy Majority Leader Julian Jam L. Baronda, Deputy Majority Leader Marlene L. Primicia Sagabas, Deputy Majority Leader Patrick Michael D. Vargas, Deputy Majority Leader Maria Alana Samantha Talino Santos, Deputy Majority Leader Ernesto M. Junicio Jr., Deputy Majority Leader Jaisel Victoria C.U., Deputy Majority Leader Arnan C. Panaligan, Deputy Majority Leader Alisa Micaela Mica M. Gonzalez, Deputy Majority Leader Marie Bernadette G. Escudero, Deputy Majority Leader Ivan Howard A. Gintu, Deputy Majority Leader Wowo Fortes, Deputy Majority Leader Hill Cabarangay Jr. A. Acosta, Deputy Majority Leader Adrian J. C. Advincola, Deputy Majority Leader Ana Victoria Veloso Tuazon, Deputy Majority Leader Crispin Diego Di Remulla, Deputy Majority Leader Vincenzo Renato Luigi R. Villafuerte, Deputy Majority Leader Munil Jose Bong J. Teves Jr., Deputy Majority Leader Munir M. Arbison, Deputy Majority Leader Ramon Rodrigo L. Gutierrez, Deputy Majority Leader Eduardo R. Rama, Minority Leader Marcelino Silibanan, Senior Deputy Minority Leader Edgar R. Erice, Deputy Minority Leader Presley C. De Jesus, Deputy Minority Leader Sergio C. Dago, Deputy Minority Leader Kaka J. Bagao, Deputy Majority Leader Stephen James Titan, Deputy Majority Leader Laila M. De Lima, Deputy Majority Leader Percy Sendanya, Deputy Minority Leader Antonio El Tino, Deputy Minority Leader Jesus Manuel Bong Sisuntay, Deputy Minority Leader Journey Jet V. Nisay, Deputy Minority Leader Reynolds Michael Titan, Deputy Minority Leader Cielo Crisel Lagman, and Chairperson Maria Carmen Ezamora of the Committee on Accounts. Guided by these diverse and committed members, the committee shall engage with parliaments across the world through multilateral assemblies and bilateral friendship groups. We now turn to an overview of these important platforms. On parliamentary assemblies, these assemblies serves as avenues for legislators from different nations to exchange views and coordinate positions on issues that transcend borders. Through them, the House advances the Philippines' interests, strengthens cooperation with partner countries, and contributes to regional and global discussions on development, peace, and integration. The House participates in several key assemblies. The ASEAN Interparliamentary Assembly, or IPA, convenes the parliaments of ASEAN member states. Formed in 1975 and renamed IPA in 2007, it provides a platform for ASEAN parliamentarians to discuss regional matters and engage in dialogue with observer partners such as Australia, Japan, New Zealand, the European Parliament, and others. The Philippines is also set to host the IPA General Assembly in 2006. The Asian Pacific Parliamentarians Union, or APPU, originated in 1965 and includes members from across Asia and the Pacific, such as Japan, the Republic of Korea, Taiwan, Laos, Mongolia, and several Pacific island states. The Philippines was among the founding members. APPU is distinctive for including Taiwan as a full member and focuses on fostering cooperation across the Asia-Pacific region. The Asian Parliamentary Assembly, or APA, created in 2006, brings together 44 member parliaments. Evolving from earlier peace initiatives in the region, the APA promotes collaboration and dialogue with a long-term vision of Asian integration. The Interparliamentary Union, or IPU, established in 1889, is the oldest and most prominent global organization of national parliaments. With 179 member parliaments, it works closely with the United Nations and other international institutions. Participation in the IPU ensures that the Philippines remains engaged in global parliamentary discourse, with the Senate traditionally leading the Philippine delegation and the House joining as co-delegates. The Asia-Pacific Parliamentary Forum, or APPF, founded in 1993, serves as a flexible forum for parliamentarians from Asia-Pacific region. It addresses political, economic, security, environmental, and cultural issues. The Philippines is a founding member, and in 2003, the House and the Senate jointly hosted the 31st APPF in Manila. On parliamentary friendship groups, beyond multilateral assemblies, the House has established 49 parliamentary friendship groups supporting bilateral cooperation. These groups promote dialogue, cultural exchange, economic collaboration, and legislative partnerships with countries around the world, from traditional allies like Japan and the Republic of Korea to newer partners such as Bahrain, Brazil, Cambodia, Turkey, and the Czech Republic. Together, these mechanisms form the backbone of the House's interparliamentary work, ensuring that the Philippines remains outward-looking, engaged, and visible in the global community. The significance of this work was demonstrated during the 19th Congress. We now look back at the committee's milestones during this period. The 19th Congress marked a period of strengthened diplomatic engagement and dynamic parliamentary cooperation. Through the Committee on Interparliamentary Relations and Diplomacy, the House of Representatives led the Philippines' participation in key global and regional forums, amplifying the country's voice and advancing national interests on the world stage. From the beginning of its term, the committee, composed of 50 dedicated members, set a clear direction to deepen connections with parliaments across the world, elevate the role of Philippine legislators in international cooperation, champion issues that matter to the Filipino people. The committee acted on 13 referred measures, adopting 10 resolutions and 4 substitute resolutions, establishing and reconstituting parliamentary friendship groups, mechanisms vital to cooperation in trade, education, security, and cultural exchange. Across major interparliamentary forums, including IPA and the IPU assemblies and the APPF, the Philippines advanced priorities on digital transformation, inclusive growth, maritime security, human rights, and climate action. The committee facilitated high-level meetings with partners such as Japan, Indonesia, Mongolia, Thailand, and the UK, achieving progress on migrant protection, maritime issues, cybersecurity, renewable energy, and youth exchanges. For the 19th Congress, the committee stands proud of its accomplishments, affirming the Philippines as an active, constructive, and respected partner in the global community. Behind all these achievements stands a dedicated team ensuring the committee's work runs smoothly and efficiently. The Committee Affairs Department functions as a primary support arm of the House Secretariat in legislation, providing essential administrative and technical support to House members. Led by Deputy Secretary General Jennifer Jeff Bakiran, together with Executive Director Attorney Narcisa Guevara, Deputy Executive Director Janalea Sheng Olyadas, and Service Director Attorney Petra Marcos, the department assures organized, well-managed, and responsive committee operations. Working under their guidance are the dedicated committee staff, Committee Secretary Jo Anthony Ramos, Attorney Francis James Brillantes, and Anne Marie Mano. Together, the Committee Affairs Department ensures that every committee meeting, report, and legislative work is delivered with professionalism, accuracy, and efficiency, supporting the committee's vital role in global parliamentary diplomacy. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, Madam Chair, may I have the floor?
I recognize the Honorable Sara Elago of the minority.
Maraming salamat, Madam Chairperson. I'd just like to inform the committee that this representation from Gabriela Women's Party was designated as a member of the Committee on Interparliamentary Relations and Diplomacy on October 7 this year. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Welcome to IPRD, Congresswoman Elago. As indicated in item number 6 of our agenda, We shall now proceed to the consideration and adoption of the proposed internal rules of procedure of the committee, which are based substantially on the provisional rules of the House for the 20th Congress. Please note that we are dispensing with the creation of subcommittee due to the manageable number of referrals. As practiced in previous Congresses, all measures referred to the committee shall be deliberated at the mother committee level, subject to the creation of subcommittees when necessary. Are there any comments or proposed amendments to the proposed rules of procedure?
Madam Chair, I move to adopt committee internal rules of procedure for the 20th Congress as presented.
There is a motion to adopt the committee internal rules of procedure. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the committee internal rules of procedure for the 20th Congress is hereby adopted. Before we proceed, may we recognize the Honorable Maximo B. Rodriguez of Abamin, the Honorable Gerald Cloyd Alexis Galang, 2nd District of Valenzuela, the Honorable Maria Cristina Angeles of Tarlac. Happy birthday in advance.
Thank you po.
Well, hearing none, the committee internal rules of procedure for 20th Congress is hereby adopted. After this juncture, we proceed to the next item in the agenda. We have invited the Department of Foreign Affairs to provide the committee with a comprehensive briefing on matters essential to our interparliamentary engagements. Their presentation will cover 3 key areas. First, the Philippine foreign policy direction. Second, our bilateral and multilateral relations, including the role and value of parliamentary friendship groups. And third, key regional and global issues that inform and influence our engagements with foreign counterparts. May we now recognize Undersecretary Leo M. Herrera Lim to start the briefing.
Good afternoon, Chairperson Maria Georgina P. De Venecia. Thank you very much for the privilege and the opportunity for DFA to give you the briefing. We're basing our briefing on your letter of, I think, November 11, which you also mentioned in your opening message, Madam Chair. Also, greetings to the rest of the honorable members of the committee. On behalf of the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, I wish to send her greetings and apologies as well for not being here. She's en route to travel to Europe for a meeting of ministers of ASEAN with the EU. So our presentation for today, entitled DFA and the Foreign Policy, will provide a comprehensive overview of the Department of Foreign Affairs' role in shaping and executing the country's foreign policy. In the earlier screen presentation, we understand that this committee primarily, as well as the other members of the distinguished chamber, becomes part of our all countries' diplomacy because you interact with the other countries, especially those countries that have parliamentary structure wherein both the legislative and the executive emerge in the person of your counterparts in the other countries. So my briefing will be subdivided into 3 parts, namely foreign policy direction, bilateral and multilateral relations, and the parliamentary friendship groups, and the key regional and global issues. Did we send it to the screen? We're not showing it to the... I think we have a PowerPoint presentation also, so that at least the outline will be guided. So anyway, I'll continue for the first part of our presentation covering Philippine foreign policy direction. I will begin by outlining the legal foundations that guide the formulation of Philippine foreign policy rooted in the Constitution and the relevant statutes. I will also discuss President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s foreign policy pronouncements, highlighting his administration's strategic direction and international directions. I will further elaborate on 3 enduring Philippine foreign policy core pillars. the preservation of national security, the promotion of economic diplomacy, and the protection of the rights and welfare of overseas Filipinos. Current foreign policy priorities will be explored in the context of evolving regional and global dynamics. Additionally, we will be discussing the key challenges and opportunities confronting Philippine foreign relations today, such as geopolitical tensions, crises affecting Filipinos, among others. Central to the discourse is a DFA's critical role in the formulation and in the implementation of foreign policy, emphasizing its functions as a primary instrument through which the Philippines engages international community. Beyond this, I will also present an overview of the bilateral and the multilateral relations. We will look at the Philippines' participation in major regional and global institutions such as the ASEAN, the UNSC, the ASEAN Interparliamentary Assembly, or IPA, all of which play a crucial role in shaping our foreign policy. Finally, I will touch on several key regional and global issues which continue to influence our national security posture, regional strategy, and diplomatic engagements. And we will also look forward to our discussions of these key outlines. In his inaugural State of the Nation address delivered on July 25, 2022, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. emphatically reaffirmed his role as the nation's foremost policymaker in foreign affairs. He made one of the speech's most powerful declaration very clear, and I quote, "I will not preside over any process that will abandon even 1 square inch of territory of the Republic of the Philippines to any foreign power." Close quote. This solemn vow reflects his unwavering commitment to protecting the country's territorial integrity. He further outlined the guiding philosophy of his diplomacy, and I quote again, "We will stand firm in our independent foreign policy with the national interest as our primordial guide." Through this strong message, President Marcos positioned national sovereignty and strategic autonomy as a bedrock of his foreign policy. These declarations have seen become the cornerstones of Philippine international posture that we see today. One of the key statutory basis for the DFA is the Philippine Foreign Service Act of 1991, also known as RA 7157. Which provides the legal framework for the organization, administration, and functions of the country's foreign service. This landmark legislation mandates the DFA to be the lead agency in formulating and implementing the Philippine foreign policy. Central to this mandate is the pursuit of the 3 pillars of foreign policy: the preservation and enhancement of national security, the promotion and attainment of economic security, and the protection of the rights of the welfare of the overseas Filipinos. These pillars have served as a foundation upon which DFA aligns its diplomatic efforts, bilateral and multilateral engagements, and consular services. Next slide. The Philippine foreign policy is a direct extension of its domestic policy, shaped by the country's internal priorities, needs, and aspiration. Under President Marcos' administration, this connection is clearly reflected in the government's 8-point socio-economic agenda, which is flashed in the screen, which guides both domestic governance and international engagement. The agenda aims to reduce poverty to the 9% by the end of his term and bring the Philippines to upper middle income status. These priorities are not only meant to uplift the lives of Filipinos at home, but also influence how the country positions itself on the global stage. The DFA's strategic Plan 2023-2028, on the other hand, serves as the roadmap for advancing the country's foreign policy objectives in a rapidly evolving global environment, congruent with the long-term national development framework such as Ambisyon Natin 2040, the National Security Strategy, and other key government policies. The DFA strategic plan aligns foreign policy with the broader goals in advancing our national interests. The strategic plan 2023-2028 reinforces the DFA's central role in steering foreign policy in a manner that is proactive, coherent, and responsive to the challenges and opportunities that our country faces in our dealings with the international community. Next slide. The Philippine foreign policy plays a vital role in supporting the country's core national interests, particularly the areas of national security and economic security. These two pillars are essential to ensuring the Philippines' long-term stability, growth, and resilience in an increasingly complex global landscape. In terms of national security, foreign policy contributes to the protection of the country's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and maritime security. Our Philippine foreign policy and foreign relations seek to promote a stable regional and international security environment by strengthening bilateral and multilateral partnerships, participating in defense and security dialogues, pursuing security-related cooperation activities with the bilateral and multilateral partners, and upholding international law. On economic security, the Philippine foreign policy provides avenues to support our country's efforts to modernize agriculture and agribusiness, revitalize industry, reinvigorate service sector. It aims to further advance research, development, technology, and innovation, promote trade and investment, and accelerate climate action while strengthening disaster resilience. By aligning diplomacy with these economic goals, the Philippines can build a more competitive, sustainable economy while enhancing its global standing. Next slides. In the area of assistance to nationals, the core mandate of DFA is the delivery of assistance to nationals, a vital function that underscores the Philippine government's commitment to safeguarding the rights and welfare of overseas Filipinos. The DFA plays a critical role in ensuring that the dignity, safety, and interests of our kababayans are protected wherever they may be. Through our global network of embassies, consulates, and missions, the DFA works to promote and protect the rights and interests of overseas Filipinos, while also strengthening service delivery programs that respond to their evolving needs. The department also strives to empower Filipino communities overseas, encouraging them to contribute their skills, resources, and experiences to national development. More importantly, the DFA ensures that prompt and adequate assistance is provided in times of emergency, whether due to conflict, natural disaster, or personal crisis. This comprehensive approach to ATN reflects the DFA's deep regard for our kababayans here and abroad. In promoting the positive image of the Philippines, the DFA likewise plays a pivotal role in promoting a positive image of the Philippines on the global stage. Beyond traditional diplomacy, the DFA actively works to create an international environment that is conducive to advancing Philippine interests and enhancing the country's reputation worldwide. Through cultural diplomacy, the DFA showcases the rich heritage of Philippine culture, arts, and the creative industries, helping to foster greater appreciation and understanding of the nation's identity. In addition, DFA positions the Philippines as a respected leader among global South countries and highlights its role as a reliable provider of technical assistance to developing nations. By shaping perceptions and strengthening international goodwill, the DFA helps to build a strong, dynamic, and positive image of the Philippines, one that supports the country's broader diplomatic, economic, and development goals. Next slide. The DFA also plays a central role in supporting and implementing the country's foreign policy strategies through active participations in international engagements. These strategies are pursued across bilateral, regional, and multilateral platforms to advance the Philippines' national interests and strengthen our global presence. Bilaterally, the Philippines maintains diplomatic ties with 190 countries, territories at various levels of engagement and relationships. Regionally, ASEAN is a core expression of Philippine diplomacy and a cornerstone of Philippine foreign policy. As we look ahead to 2026, I wish to highlight that we will prioritize our responsibilities as the incoming ASEAN chair that ensuring our region continues to advance peace, stability, and inclusive growth. Finally, the Philippines supports efforts to strengthen multilateralism to ensure rules-based international order. In 2026, we are fully committed to pursuing our bid for a non-permanent seat at the UN Security Council, an opportunity for the Philippines to contribute more meaningfully to global peace and security. This reflects our nation's dedication to regional leadership and our readiness to take on a greater role in the international arena. To bring our services closer, or government services closer to the Filipino people, we have currently 98 foreign service posts serving over 10.6 million kababayans overseas. Here in the Philippines, the DFA has 42 consular offices providing services to our countrymen across the nation. The Philippines is also expanding its global presence by opening 4 new foreign service posts this year in Suva, Fiji, Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, Busan, Korea, and Seattle, USA. By next year, we also plan to open 3 new foreign service posts in Accra, Ghana, Astana, and Miami, Florida. This post will strengthen our diplomatic engagements, enhance services for our overseas Filipinos, and create opportunities for closer cooperation with our partners in these key regions. Equally important is the DFA's focus on strengthening the capabilities of the department, the Philippine Foreign Service, and the broader Philippine government in carrying out effective international engagements in order to promote and protect the Philippine national interests overseas with greater impact and coherence. These are some of the key foreign policy priorities that we deliver in international and multilateral fora, reflecting our country's commitment to global responsibility and sustainable development, which includes human rights advocacy, UN SDG goals or SDGs, women, peace and security, climate change, global compact for migration, and maritime issues. The next part, I'm going to the second part of our presentation on the bilateral and multilateral relations and the parliamentary friendship groups. As we once again open our doors to our friends and neighbors in the ASEAN region, the Philippines proudly marks a significant milestone with the recent launch of our ASEAN chairship for 2026, led by the President. Our ASEAN chairship reaffirms our commitment to regional cooperation, shared progress, and a collective vision for the future, united under the theme, Navigating Our Future Together. We look forward to steering ASEAN towards deeper collaboration, greater resilience, and a more prosperous tomorrow for all our peoples. But what can the Philippines actually gain from this endeavor? We seek to achieve profile and visibility, the ability for agenda setting, and a greater role in ASEAN community building, tangible cooperation, and to stimulate our local economy. The Philippines will have significant gains from the ASEAN chairship. The chairship will raise the profile and visibility of the Philippines in the region as well as the rest of the world. It will allow the Philippines to set the agenda and push forward the country's priorities in the ASEAN and shape the region's architecture. Further, it will advance ASEAN's community building initiatives that align with the national and the regional interests. It will also allow the Philippines to foster tangible cooperation on pressing regional and international issues that impact the country and the region. While hosting in the country, it will stimulate the local economy by contributing to the local spend on tourism, hospitality, and driving the development and upgrade of the infrastructures to host the meetings, as well as attract foreign investment, among others. And what is expected of the Philippines? Some of the responsibilities of the host country include chairing ASEAN meetings, which the last count is around 465 meetings in total for 2026, such as the ASEAN Summit and related summits, ASEAN Coordinating Council, 3 ASEAN Community Councils, and major ASEAN sectoral bodies. The Philippines will also coordinate the development and effective implementation of ASEAN initiatives, facilitate dialogue and negotiations in ASEAN to ensure that decisions are reached through consensus, represent ASEAN, and promoting its interests at various regional and international fora, and issue statements on key regional and international issues. The possible milestones, among others, during our chairship next year will include the first year of the implementation of the ASEAN Community Vision 2045, the 50th anniversary of the Treaty of Amity and Cooperation in Southeast Asia, or TAC, In addition, the Philippines is pursuing its candidature for a non-permanent seat at the UN Security Council, guided by the campaign theme Partner, Pathfinder, Peacemaker. This reflects our nation's commitment to collaboration, principled leadership, and the advancement of global peace and security. Thank you. If elected as non-permanent member of the Security Council, the Philippines will uphold the importance of the rule of law and the peaceful settlement of disputes in the maintenance of international peace and security. It will advocate for the establishment of institutions to ensure safety and order in post-conflict society, measures on the prevention of conflicts, acts of aggression, genocide, and impunity, and the protection of civilians, their rights and their freedoms, including the promoting the role of women and youth in peace and security. The last time that the Philippines was a member of the UNSC was in 2004 to 2005. Should I use that? I think I can skip some of the portions and I'll go to the IPA, the slide. Okay. Next year, the Philippines will also assume the presidency of the ASEAN Interparliamentary Assembly, marking an important moment of our country's parliamentary diplomacy. As the Philippines representatives to IPA, the distinguished members of the House of Representatives will play a central role in guiding the Assembly's agenda, strengthening regional cooperation, and promoting legislative initiatives that supports ASEAN's shared goals. This upcoming presidency reflects our commitment to fostering deep collaboration, dialogue, and partnership among the parliamentarians in the region. And if we can make a shameless request for the House of Representatives to support the ASEAN NOC budget as well as the Philippine agencies to ensure that the Philippines' chairship of ASEAN will be a success. I have to read what is in the text. And finally, I'll go to the third part, the key regional and global issues. I think top of mind, the West Philippine Sea issue. The DFA has consistently filed diplomatic protests against China's illegal, coercive, aggressive, and dangerous actions that violate Philippine sovereignty, sovereign rights, and jurisdictions in the West Philippine Sea. Under the Marcos administration, there has been at least 250 diplomatic protests filed against China as of the 12th of November, 2025. In relation to the 2016 arbitral award, 27 states have issued statements explicitly supporting the arbitral award. ASEAN claimant states such as Brunei, Malaysia, Vietnam. Of these, no claimant or any other fellow ASEAN member state has issued a public statement in support of the award. The 27 countries are Australia, Canada, Denmark, France, Germany, India, Ireland, Japan, Lithuania, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Portugal, the United Kingdom, United States, and the European member states, I think around 10 of them. The ASEAN member states and China continue to work closely for the early conclusion of an effective and substantive code of conduct in the South China Sea within the timeline of 3 years set in 2023. And this falls next year during our chairship. To advance the negotiations, there is a need to tackle the milestone issues directly so that we can make substantive progress on the draft code of conduct. The Philippines has been clear and consistent that it pursues an independent foreign policy anchored on national interest and regional stability. Regarding the crisis in Myanmar, the ASEAN's 5-point consensus was the outcome of the ASEAN leaders meeting in April of 2021 in Jakarta. The Philippines, along with the other ASEAN member states, have consistently called on Myanmar's military authorities to demonstrate commitment to the 5-point consensus by working with the ASEAN Chair's Special Envoy. As the incoming ASEAN's chair in 2026 and as the newest member in the ASEAN Troika, the Philippines commits to sustain the efforts and initiatives of the current and the past ASEAN chairs, particularly on bringing all relevant stakeholders in an inclusive dialogue to bring about a peaceful and lasting solution which is Myanmar-owned and Myanmar-led. This is while as ASEAN works for the urgent cessation of hostilities from all sides as well as the unimpeded delivery of necessary humanitarian assistance to those who need them without discrimination. As the Philippines representatives to IPA, the House of Representatives will be expected to steer the work of the General Assembly of IPA as well and organize and host IPA meetings for 2026. On the Cambodia-Thailand border dispute, the Philippines welcomed the agreement on the immediate and unconditional ceasefire between Thailand and Cambodia that was signed on 28th of July 2025, which was facilitated by the ASEAN chair. After several rounds of negotiations, the terms of reference of the ASEAN Observer Team was signed on October 23, 2025, followed by the signing of the joint declaration by the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Cambodia and the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Thailand on the outcomes of their meeting in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, otherwise known as the KL Accord, on 26 October 2025. The DFA notes that Thailand temporarily suspended the implementation of the joint declaration following a reported landmine incident. The DFA remains hopeful that both countries would uphold the principles embodied in the joint declaration in line with their commitment to work towards durable peace. Noting that the Philippines is the incoming chair of ASEAN, the DFA is committed to work closely with partners and counterparts to adhere to the ASEAN principle of peaceful settlement of disputes and the renunciation of threat and the use of force. On the aspect of the security development in the Korean Peninsula, the Philippines strives for an atmosphere of goodwill, open dialogue, and cooperation to reduce tension and resolve prevailing regional issues through peaceful and diplomatic processes. The Philippines condemns DPRK's testings and development of nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles, and joins the continued international vigilance against these activities that violate several relevant UN Security Council resolutions. In 14 May 2025, the DFA released a statement stating that the Philippines expresses serious concern and strongly denounces the recent ballistic missile launches conducted by DPRK. Such provocative actions undermine economic progress, peace, and stability in the Korean Peninsula and the Indo-Pacific region. On the aspect of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, the Philippines was affected initially by the disruptions caused by the Russia-Ukraine war on global supply chains. The conflict mostly impacted the prices of essential commodities such as oil and wheat internationally. The Philippines, which imported wheat products from both Russia and Ukraine, has navigated the disruptions by cultivating more diverse sources of wheat products from countries such as Australia, USA, Canada, India, in addition to Ukraine and Russia. As of December 2024, there are only 22 Filipino nationals left in Ukraine, mostly married to Ukrainians and with children. They have chosen to remain in Ukraine for family reasons. They have Ukrainian spouses or partners or young Ukrainian-born children, and are active contact with the Philippine Embassy in Warsaw and the Philippine Honorary Consul in Kiev. Next slide. On the Israel-Palestine situation, the Philippines is deeply concerned by the developments on the ground, the continuing restrictions on access to life-saving humanitarian aid such as food, water, large-scale displacement, which aggravates an already dire humanitarian situation. The Philippines supports the international community in pursuing a joint and lasting comprehensive peace in the Middle East in accordance with the UN Charter and the UN Security resolutions. And we welcome the UN Security resolution that was passed 2 days ago, calling for the immediate ceasefire and a start to reconstruction rebuilding. During the Israeli military assault on Gaza following the 7th October attack in 2023, the Philippines had repeatedly called for an immediate and permanent ceasefire, the release of hostages, and the full, safe, rapid, and unhindered delivery of humanitarian assistance to the Palestinian civilian population in accordance with international humanitarian law. Konti na lang. Some of the emerging issues following the negotiations with the United States during the official visit of the President on July 22, 2025, the U.S. announced that the tariff on Philippine goods was reduced from 20% to 19% starting on August 1, 2025. The revised tariff rate placed the Philippines among the most competitively positioned Southeast Asian economies trading with the U.S. With relatively lower tariff, the Philippines may experience short-term benefits as buyers in the US and other large markets could seek alternative suppliers for Chinese products that have become more expensive due to the US tariff. But if the tariffs trigger a broader showdown in the US and the global demand, the Philippine exports could suffer, particularly electronics, garments, and some processed food. Multinational companies and foreign investment-dependent industries such as BPO and IT could delay expansion plans and limit job creation and technology transfer to the Philippines. Madam Chair, that ends my briefing for today. Thank you for your patience on this extended briefing. We wanted to cover as much ground as we can cover, but I think we have opportunities in the future to also brief you on specific concerns.
Thank you to Undersecretary Herrera Lim and to all the DFA officials for your comprehensive briefing. Your insights on the country's foreign policy direction, our bilateral and multilateral relations, and the key regional and global issues that shape our interparliamentary engagements are invaluable to the committee as we carry out our mandate. At this point, may we ask if any member wishes to make further comments or raise questions regarding the briefing? I recognize Kong Cagas.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, DFA, Yusik Leo Lim. Thank you. We are vying for our membership in the UNSC in 2027 to 2028. I'm wondering whether our withdrawal from the ICC, mapiktuhan ba yung membership natin? So, to vie for that, yung sa International Criminal Court, yung withdrawal natin as a nation, ano po ang mga implications doon?
Thank you. Madam Chair, the way we understand it, there is no direct impact, there's no direct correlation on the withdrawal from the ICC and our aspiration to have a seat at the UNSC. Many of the members of the UNSC are not members of the ICC. In our region, there's very few countries that are members of the ICC.
Thank you for the clarification. Thank you.
Chairman, Chairperson.
Are there no further comments or questions? Because we shall now proceed to the next item on our agenda.
Yes, Chairperson.
Kong Rodriguez, you're
Yes.
recognized.
Good afternoon, our guest here. It was a very nice presentation because it was informative regarding ASEAN. No? Would you be able to give us a soft copy on what you said just a while ago? I can give you my email or the secretary can get it because it's very informative regarding
Yes,
ASEAN.
Madam Chairperson, we will make the PowerPoint presentation and the details available to all the members.
It was an excellent presentation.
Salamat po.
Thank you very much.
With your indulgence, may I kindly excuse myself from our meeting because Kong Audrey Zubir and I have a very important appointment to attend to. May I request the Honorable Vice Chair, Congresswoman Henares, to preside over the meeting? Thank you very much.
Before you leave, Madam Chair, thank you again for the opportunity.
To our members, to our friends from the DFA, you are really our friends and allies. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Yes, please proceed.
Can I have one more question?
Sure, please go ahead.
The U.S., through its enhanced defense cooperation agreement, in one of its comments why it entered into EDCA with us was because of their projected or their promise for assistance during calamities. Yeah. It was through in EDCA, one of the promises of the US was to help the Philippines uh, in its rescue efforts regarding calamities, especially typhoons, because we receive 21 typhoons every year. But I have not heard of any assistance from the US so far. I have not heard the assistance of the US because we have 12 EDCA sites already spread over region in the Luzon and Visayas and Mindanao. And going through news from the social media, I have not heard the US extending assistance to us. Is it because of Trump? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Madam Chair, I think our understanding is there's been logistical assistance from the US on the recent typhoons, and also part of the EDCA is the annual exercises for certain regions in the Philippines to have disaster readiness and response mechanism. So the whole assistance on disaster is both ongoing and for specific instances. We can provide the committee with the specific amounts that the U.S. has given on the recent typhoon and the materials. I think it's around 2.5 million, the evaluation for the recent typhoons.
Is that the only assistance we had? We already experienced around 5 or 6 typhoons already.
No, this is for the recent 2 typhoons that we experienced. But we will give the committee and your office the listing for probably the last 3 to 5 years of assistance on the calamities that were faced.
Kasi yun ang resibo.
Hmm.
We talk about resibo. Anyway, thank you very much, Yusek. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other
Madam
comments?
Chair, may I be recognized?
Yes, please.
Madam Chair, I just would like to thank our allies. As Chair De Venecia said, that we're indeed allies. It was a fantastic presentation, very informative. I wish the other, even at the other committees, I wish that they are as great as you, very professional, very informative, and very, very confident. I like it. Thank you again. I just one quick question. How much China give? Is it the same amount? I read it in the papers. It was $2.4 million, correct?
Yeah, I'm informed, Madam Chair, that the Chinese donation is also around that range, $2.4 million in cash and in goods. And also, thank you for the kind words.
Thank
I
you
think
very much.
there's 8 of us across here with combined diplomatic experience of close to 200 years.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman Makasait. Are there any other comments or concerns? If there is none, for the final item in our agenda, we have several administrative matters to tackle. First, we wish to inform our members that the Secretariat has prepared copies of the list of parliamentary friendship groups together with a membership preference manifest. You are kindly requested to indicate your preferred parliamentary friendship groups by providing the countries or parliaments with which you wish to be affiliated. Each member may join up to 5 friendship groups, subject to the approval of the Speaker. And we further request that the duly accomplished preference manifest be returned to the Secretariat at the soonest possible time for proper recording and consolidation. Thank you.
And then in addition, the official data forms have been distributed to each member. These forms will form part of the committee's official records and will be used to update our directory and facilitate future correspondence. Kindly include your Viber number, which will enable us to add you to the committee's official Viber group. And for exigency, notices of meeting and relevant documents will continue to be disseminated through email, while the Viber group will serve as an additional channel for quick updates and important committee information. With the permission of our members, we shall proceed to add you to the group within the day. Are there any other matters that our members wish to discuss?
Madam Chair, I don't think there's any. I move to adjourn, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Before we adjourn, once again, on behalf of the members of the committee, I extend our sincere gratitude to the Department of Foreign Affairs for sharing their time and expertise with us today. I likewise thank our esteemed members for their presence and active participation in this organizational meeting. So if there are no more matters to discuss, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn, Madam Chair.
Okay. Hearing none, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
Salamat ulit. Salamat.